This is the biggest thing that you miss in marketing. If you don't tell me why I should, then I probably won't, right? Hey, if you don't buy flowers from me, you're going to get a really bad experience with someone online, and you're not going to have that guaranteed success or that guaranteed quality of work, right? That's the stakes. That's what failure looks like, is that my wife comes home to wilted, gross flowers that I paid too much money for online, right? And so it's telling people, what are the stakes if you don't do business with me? And that seems maybe kind of wild, but unless people know, how else, unless they experience negatively. I think I belabored this one a little bit. Success and failure. I want y'all to spend a few minutes to think about this. What are the stakes of not doing business with you? I know some of y'all don't have a business just yet, but think about your own personal character and your own personal integrity. What are the stakes of not doing business with you, right? So take 3 minutes on the clock. I know you guys have already written down a few things. Take 3 minutes on the clock. What are the stakes of not doing business with you? That's the failure you're going to help them avoid. And success is not that.
Like, my goal is to bring a unique experience to the area, so you could go in and you create a bouquet, essentially. Or you can have me create it for you, but the stems are all available, like, individually, and you can pick them out yourself. So if you don't come with me, you won't have that unique experience. You won't be able to pick it out yourself. And anywhere else is probably going to be like old flowers, because that's happened a lot lately that I've noticed. And it won't be as fresh, and it just won't be as they'll probably be overpriced too.
Yeah. So you're offering this like unique experience where people can come and kind of customize their own bouquet and create their own sort of creation, if you will, underneath your guidance, and you can help them like through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and that's neat. I think that you've got a lot of people that are on both sides of that know what they want, and then people like me, they're just like, I don't know anything about flowers, but I know I was supposed to get some and I didn't, right? And so it's like you're able to kind of bring your authority and your empathy and then help them in that. I know that sounds so silly, authority and empathy, but they're huge. If you can prove to someone that you are an authority in what you're talking about and that you can empathize with what they're going through, they'll do business with you all day long because they'll like and trust you. And people do business with people they know, like, and trust, right? So that's awesome. Someone else give me, what are the stakes? What are the stakes of not doing business? Yeah, I stole that from Andrew. Is that what you're, yeah?
No, I was going to say, I've had competitors
not
only not fix the problem, but make it actively worse.
Yeah.
I've walked into places where they've set up the network in such a way that things would just randomly go down. They would randomly work slowly.
It's good job security for them, right?
It's great.
Yeah. And so, not doing business with Jonathan, then it's like, you run into this issue where it's like you don't have consistency. You don't know if things are going to work the way they're supposed to work whenever they're supposed to work that way, right? Someone else, give me one more, and then I'm going to move on to something else. Right here at the books.
Takes money out of the community.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a big deal, especially, it doesn't matter how big or small your city or your town is. There's communities inside of all of it, right? So I tell people all the time, like, we're out in Boones Creek, which is just Johnson City, but Boones Creek is its own community where we are. And so it's like you're like, oh yeah, my cousin lives out in Boones Creek. It's just Johnson City, right? But it's a community. And so it's just being a part of that community, being in that community, helping develop out that community. That's huge, yeah. So if someone goes to Amazon or is ordering from like Books A Million online or something of that nature, right? They're really kind of hurting themselves because they're part of this community.